Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Peggy.
23 years ago, his cousin Peggy gave John a tape called Dead Doctors Don't Know. He gave it to him.
You need to come closer to the mic, Peggy.
His cousin wanted to try the minerals.
Yes.
And she asked John if he could get her some.
Yes, good.
I need my notes. Then a couple of days later, while we're having dinner, the feed did not contain any copper. They all got aneurysm. The arteries blew up. Peggy then said to him, "You didn't listen to the tape, did you?" She made him feel guilty and made him listen to the tape, and it makes sense to him. He found it very interesting and informative. So he rang the person on the tape. That person was Tamar, who promptly brought the 2 bottles. 2 weeks later, John's Bethany rings up again, and she says, "Can I have a couple of more bottles?" So John rang Tamar and ordered some more bottles of minerals. Tamar kept bringing the bottles and also gave John some shampoos to give him to try. Unbeknown to me, John threw the bottles out. He was so convinced they would be rubbish like his first MLM company. 2 weeks later, her husband Paul rings up. Now, Paul is a very cynical person. He doesn't believe anything. He said, might as well order 10 of them because we go through them so much. John said to him, "Paul, settle down. What are you doing with this? And what is it anyway? And why are you drinking so much of it?" Paul said, "My hay fever is better. I've got a lot of energy. My wife has a lot of energy. My sons are fantastic with it. And I even give it to the workers here. He had a clothes manufacturing facility and he even gave it to his workers who got a bit of flash in the afternoon and gave them a bit of this and they worked harder." So John's cousin asked for 10 more. One day when I was at the pharmacy, the phone rang and I happened to answer. It was Tamar. She wanted to know what I thought about the shampoos that she had given John. Of course, I had to confess, I had no idea what she was talking about. So I put Tamar on hold and asked John about the shampoos that she had given him. He told me all the excuses under the sun. Told me he had forgotten all about it and didn't know where they were. He said to me, "Just tell him that you've tried them and they were really, really good. Just get rid of it." You can imagine how angry and annoyed I was with my husband. I told him I can't say that. I can't lie. So I went back to the phone and explained to Tamar that my husband had disposed of them and that I hadn't tried them. Tamar was very nice and offered to bring around some more. After I got off the phone, I was really upset with my husband for several things. First, his cousin asked him about the minerals, and I didn't know what she was talking about. And then I had Tamar asking me about the shampoos. Again, I didn't know what she was talking about. So I asked John, "Who's Tamar and what is everyone talking about?" He said, "Look, I don't know much about it myself, but if you want to know more, here's Tamar's number and go and find out." So I did. I rang Tamar back straight away and organised to see her that afternoon. Ellie's the eldest daughter and also a pharmacist happened to be at the shop at the time. So John suggested I take Elise with me to go and see Tamar and find out more about Modere. Elise and I went to Tamar's house. I met Tamar for the first time, which of course was very nice and very pleasant, as she always is. We watched a video. We tried some products. Tamar did a presentation all about the energy trio, and that's the antioxidants, multivitamins, and trace minerals. and all about the potentially harmful ingredients in our products. She told me how the energy trio helped too with her health. I also confided in her about how I was lacking a lot of energy. I would come home at 3:30 from picking up the children from school, and I would be dead tired. I suffered 2 or 3 migraines a week. I was low in iron, despite taking iron tablets. I had cramps, aches and pains in my body. I was depressed because I couldn't do things that I couldn't do. I didn't have energy, and our social life was non-existent because I was always too tired. I was taking Barocca every 3 hours just to keep my energy levels up. She told me to take it for 6 weeks and see what happened. Ali signed up as well and put an order through. And Tamar had told me that John had already signed up 2 months ago. So I put an order in for the personal care products and the energy trio. We thanked Tamar and went back to the pharmacy. Tamar gave me another tape, Look the Kill, and we listened to it on the way back. I could not believe what I was hearing, all about the harmful ingredients in our products. Anyway, when I got home, I got to the pharmacy, the first thing I did is check out the labels on the products. It was not one shampoo or lotion that did not contain sodium lauryl sulfate, propylene glycol, or DEA. I was dumbfounded. I was so shocked. I did not believe our government would allow such harmful chemicals in our products. John asked me how did I go with Tamar. I said really well. Then I told him I had ordered some vitamins and shampoos. He started laughing. He said, what for? We have a pharmacy full of them, a wall full of vitamins and a wall full of shampoos, and you wanted some more? He said, I can't believe this lady conned you. I reminded John that I had been using our products in the pharmacy and I wasn't getting any results. I was hurt for that statement. I told John that I'd be willing to be the guinea pig for the next 6 weeks and I'd try the energy trio and see if it makes a difference to my health. Also, we tried the new bathroom products, especially the shampoos, to see if it made a difference, especially with Stephanie, our youngest daughter, who we had dandruff. She had a very dry, itchy scalp. She had tried everything, all the products from the pharmacy. We had done all the hair treatments from the hairdryer. Nothing helped her. I went to pick Stephanie up from school and I asked her if she wouldn't mind if we listened to a tape on the way home. She said, okay. Stephanie was shocked. She could not believe what she had heard. She said, Mum, is this all true? I said, I'm afraid so. When I got home, I went to the kitchen to prepare and cook dinner. And suddenly I heard a racket in the bathroom. I raced in and Steph had pulled everything out of the cupboards and was throwing everything in a box. I said, Steph, what are you doing? She said, you don't expect us to use these products anymore, do you? I said, relax, Stephanie. And I explained to her that I already placed an order and the Modere Clean Living products would arrive in a couple of days. Stephanie was eager to wash her hair with a new shampoo. After using it for a couple of times, she was amazed with the result. Stephanie's dry scalp had vanished and disappeared. No more dandruff on her navy blue blazer. Her hair was soft and shiny. She was a happy little girl again. Stephanie was 12 and a half at the time. I also started taking the energy trio. After a week, I was getting amazing results. I began feeling the benefits. I had no more headaches. I had no more aches and pains. I was feeling fantastic. I was up every night doing things that I hadn't been able to do for a long time. Well, John hadn't changed. He still was falling asleep in front of the television and he thought that was normal. John was still very skeptical, and being a pharmacist, I could understand that. Everything needs to be 100% true. Customers and friends were noticing a difference in me, and they kept asking me what he had given me. They haven't seen me so good and so healthy for a long time. Or John would say, ask her, ask her. Of course, I was so excited, I could not believe how fantastic I was feeling. I hadn't felt so good for such a long time. I was telling everyone about these fantastic products and selling heaps and heaps to everyone. And I remember Tamar ringing me and she said, "What are you guys doing it with it all? The way you're doing very well," she said. "The way you're going, you'll be an executive soon." I said, "What's that?" She said, "It doesn't matter. Never mind. Just keep doing what you're doing." So I will always be grateful to Tamar for introducing me to the Energy Trio and all of the Modere products. My entire family loves them and uses them every day. Tamar invited me to Tuesday nights trainings at Melbourne and later the Mannequin. I went alone. John wasn't interested. It was fantastic being around positive people. I continued going to the meetings, to the and trainings all by myself for a few months. John was still very sceptical. And, one day I told him that he should start coming to the training to learn about more Modere and the products. Reluctantly, he agreed and began coming to the meetings. And slowly he heard for himself what a great company it was and all about the fantastic product and the opportunity it had to offer. Slowly he started recommending the product to his customers. And customers started feeling great and kept wanting more. Because he started seeing the results, very slowly he started to believe in the products and the company. Now he's totally convinced. It's funny though, because a year later, Theo, who was a good friend of ours, he said, "John and Peggy used to call me every 3-4 months. You haven't called me for a year. Have I done something to upset you?" We said, "No, Theo, we're not losing our hair anymore." You see, with 3 girls with long, thick hair, enough hair was going through down the shower drain to plug the hole, and you would start having a shower within 3 or 4 inches of water in the basin. Theo would come and blow some carbon dioxide in it and clean it all up. I thought that was very normal. And then I realised we haven't needed his surfaces for a whole year. He said, "How come you're not losing your hair anymore?" He said, "My wife's using some new shampoos." He said, what is she using?" John said, "Modere." And what is it? And it was the plumber who brought the references from the National Toxicology Program and the DFA about the potentially harmful ingredients and gave them to John. All my family and I are using so many products. The dental kit, which allows you to wake up with gleaming, shiny teeth, no more juggle mouth in the morning. The bathroom products that left no grime on the shower tiles. But my favourite product is liquid biocell, which makes you young from the inside. It fixes your joints, your skin, and 100 other things in the body. For John and I, it enables us to jump out of bed in the morning and feeling great. One day I had parked my car in the gravel car park. I had parked at this spot for many years, so it was not new to me. As I approached my car, I slipped on the loose gravel and fell and scraped my face on the gravel. I tried to shield my face from the ground to no avail. A lady and her daughter came to my aid. They were shocked at the bleeding wounds. They called my husband and waited with me. A gentleman who came to help wanted to call an ambulance. The lady told my husband to bring someone to drive my car back because she didn't think I'd be in a state to drive. This is a photo of me after the doctor cleaned me up. I had bruised my face very badly. For the next 10 days, I stayed home and I started taking liquid biocell skin twice a day. A few short days later, the children came to visit. I showed them the before pictures. They couldn't believe how fast I had healed. Modere has changed my life, and I'm so grateful to Mark for introducing me to all the Modere products. Although I'm 68, I still feel like a 25-year-old. I was playing tennis until a couple of years. The other ladies in my group gave up. Doing this business is so easy once you have faith in the product and the company. I remember I was at David Jones and a lady complimented on my perfume. I said, "It's not my perfume, it's my hormonal cream." She said, "Oh, does it work?" I said, "Absolutely." Where do I buy it? She said. I said, simple, give me your email address, then I'll send it to you the link. That was 2 years ago. The lady introduced other ladies, and they're all customers of ours buying many products. Now, of course, we also have social media to help us spread our story. But don't be afraid to talk to people as well. I would like to thank Vijaya, Tina, and the boys for all the help that they've given us over the past few months. Thank you all